So let's improve the performance of this real-time fractal plugin for Unreal Engine. At the moment I'm on a 4K screen and I'm using Mecha, which is our latest fractal plugin, and all the settings we will go through are valid also for Essence, the other fractal plugin. So you can just apply those if you have that version. So right now I'm using Structura level, and this fractal is pretty fast, let's say. Not the fastest, but not bad. We have around 40 FPS, and we can improve that, even double that with a few settings. So let's try to open the worst case scenario, which is amazing surf level. And this formula is like designed for cinematic fractals or for rendering, so it's a little out of the question about using that for real-time gameplays, but we can improve that a lot. So first thing, let's pilot the camera. So we have this nice view, and we see that we have around 30 FPS. And we can start to improve that by changing the scalability settings here. So if you set that to low, or if you don't have this menu, you can go here under settings, engine scalability settings, and it's basically the same. So let's try to set that to low. The fractal will look really bad, as you can see here. We've improved the frame rate quite a lot, but there's no shadow. The ambient light and the global illumination seems not here at all. So let's improve the shadow, set that to high or epic. See, there's not much difference. Then we can improve the global illumination also to epic, and we have 40 FPS. That's not too bad. And let's try to everything to epic and see the changes. Okay, doesn't change much. The depth of field is better, I think, but yeah, the FPS is pretty stable around 40 FPS. So the other thing we can try is play with the screen percentage. Now at the moment I don't have Dlss installed, but we are going through that later. So we are using Unreal Engine upscaling. If you set that to 50, you see that we have 70 FPS, which is really good. Then we can try to play with the fractal settings. So here in the render settings, you see that we have iteration at 100. Now I'm pretty sure that this is not needed, so you can try to decrease that until you see the same shape you were seeing before. So let's try 35, and here you have it at 30, 40. It pretty much looks the same, so we can stay around 35. Then let's see the bailout. This needs to be as small as possible. We have 40 FPS, so decrease that a bit, and we have 50 FPS now. The step factor, let's try to, if you set this to 0.1, for example, you will see a huge drop in the performance. So let's set that to 1. But you see that the fractal is like breaking apart, and it's not good. So to fix that, you can both increase the bailout, sometimes helps, or just decrease a bit the step factor. You have to play with that, like that. Then the epsilon. So if you increase this, performance will improve, like that. pretty cool. So you lose a bit of detail, but you have almost 90 FPS. So it's all a matter of a compromise. Let's try 0.2. This is looking good. And scalability settings are epic, which is not bad at all. And the screen percentage is at 50. Of course, if you set that to 10, so we doubled the performance, the FPS, without losing too much detail on the fractal. So I really recommend you to play with these settings and find a good compromise. Like, don't overstep with the iteration, don't increase too much the bailout, and don't set the step factor too low. Also ray epsilon. Let's see what we can archive with NVIDIA Dlss plugin. So just going to disable this so we can navigate. If you go here in the NVIDIA DLSS super resolution on the marketplace, you go on the external link and you will find the Unreal Engine plugin. So just agree and download. I'm using 5.1.1, and once you did that, this is what you will get. So you need to copy this folder, DLSS, which has the plugin in it, in this folder. So your Unreal Engine install location, Engine Plugins Marketplace. In case you don't have the Marketplace folder, just create that and copy the DLSS plugin in there. Okay. After that, just go on your plugins and search for DLSS. Enable that, and we are going to restart the engine now. Okay, so after a restart, we have the super resolution by NVIDIA enabled, and now you need to go in the project settings and enable on the editor, and you can play with that. It's pretty much all good. Also enable this one, and you can close this. And now we have 80 FPS. To be sure that you are running, you have enabled DLSS in the viewport, you can do DLSS enable and set that to 1. And there's some frame drop for some reason. And then you can play even more with the screen percentage. But yeah, around 80 FPS is what you will get. The same is also true for other fractals, like Structura here. We are now getting 100 FPS. Yeah, it's running pretty smooth. So hope all these settings were helpful.